guys, I'm Anita and I'm back with another video. Today it's time for another monthly TBR. Today is time for the November TBR. I feel like time is passing so fast and I can't believe it's already November and we are so close to Christmas already. It's insane, but that's life. I once again have a quite ambitious TBR. It only has 14 books, so it's not like I don't have any room, but I feel a little bit of a pressure also because 6 of them are physical books and sometimes I have issues getting to all of them, but I'm going to give my best and hopefully that'll work. I'm going to do my TBR a little bit differently this time and taking you through my planning process so in the order that I planned them, and then afterwards I'll just tell you how many audio hours I have to listen to a day, how much audio I have to listen to a day, and how many pages I have to read a day in order to complete my goals. The first thing is I always start out by planning out my stacking the series part, because they usually have 4 to 5 books depending on the month. This month I have 4 books for that challenge, and the first one is Angel's Peak by Robyn Carr. This is the 9th book in the Virgin River series, and this I'm going to listen to in audio form as I usually do. And yeah, as I said, it's part of my stacking the series. I don't particularly love this series as much as I was hoping to, but I think I have only this one left for this year, but I'm a little uncertain about that. The next one I have is Murder in Chinatown by Victoria Thompson. This is the 9th book in the Gaslight Mystery series. For this one I've been used to the audio of this, but this book and the next 4, so the next 5 books in total, there's never been an audio made of this. I think, at least I don't have access to it either on Storytel or Audible, which are my usual services. So I'll need to read an ebook of this, and the ebooks are so expensive, but I'm going to have to do that if I want to continue it, and I'm planning on continuing with this series because I do enjoy it so much, so we'll see how it goes. I ordered the book on Kindle the other day, so I might be able to start it quite soon. I think it's gonna be one of the first one I start this month. The next one I'm super excited about, and probably, I don't know if it's my most anticipated for the month, but it's definitely one of them, and that is Hogfather by Pratchett. This is another stacking series, obviously, and this is book 20 in the Discworld series, and this seems to be one of people's favorite Discworld novels. If I hear people talk about it, they almost always mention this one as one of their favorites. I don't know if it's because it has the Christmas vibes that it does, because this is the Discworld version of Christmas. It's the next book in the Death series. Death has been one of my favorite series in the Discworld, and I'm really looking forward to seeing how Death do as Santa, or Hogfather in this case, but yeah. Can't wait to see this and read this, and I'm hoping this is a 5 stars, obviously. I'm currently in a process where I am accepting the fact I might not complete this series this year, but it is on this list nonetheless, and that is Night of Shadows by Roger Zelazny, book 7 in the Ember Chronicles. I wanted to have read the 7th book already, so I only have 8, 9, and 10, but I haven't, so I still have 4 books to read, and with my track record I'm probably not going to end up reading all of them, but I'm going to do my best to get through at least one this month and one next month. So I only have 2 books left when we start on 2020, which that is also boggling my mind that we are already at 2020. I've been living longer in the 20s, in the 2000s, than I have in the 1900s now, and I've done that for a while, but I just was reminded of that recently by my brother. I was like, wow, that's really true. The next part of my plan is my TBR unwrapping, and if you haven't watched it yet, I'll leave a link to my revisited video I did recently where I talked about the TBR unwrappings I've had opened or wrapped up for the last 2 years, and I haven't read them yet. And there were 3 books on that list, and I have 2 of them. I have 2 of them on my TBR this month. The first one is The Knife of Never Letting Go by Ness. And I'm really excited to finally read this one. I hope that I will enjoy it. It might also be one of the ones that I'm starting out with. It is almost 500 pages, but it's not quite there. But it seems like it might be quite quick. It has short chapters, and sometimes it has passages with not a lot of text. So hopefully I will get through this pretty quickly, but we'll see. The other book I also had to read is A List of Cages by Robyn. This is actually also a Lala's favorite, but it's not going to be my Lala's favorite for the month because I had other plans for that, and I'm going to stick to those. But I am happy that I have this on this list. I've heard excellent things from some people, and some people really seem to enjoy it. So I'm looking forward to reading it, and hopefully it will be quite a quick read as well. Then the next book I have is in the next Stephen King book. This month I'm going to be reading The Eyes of the Dragon by Stephen King. This is a fantasy novel, actually. I feel like it's one of those novels that a lot of people say that you should read before you get into the Dark Tower series, so I'm interested in seeing what reference it has to it. I've already read the first 3 books in the Dark Tower, so I wonder if I could already see some similarities now. I mean, at this point in time when Stephen King wrote this one, he had already released Gunslinger, so I feel like if anything it'll be something that happens after the Gunslinger and before the next coming books, but we'll see what ends up happening. But I'm definitely excited, and it's not super long either. I think it's just under the 500 page mark, and for a Stephen King book that is not very long of a book. The audio is about 15 hours in total, so that's also a lot less than usual. I think, or maybe it was less than that, but I'm excited to read another book. And a lot of people say that this is a gem of Stephen King's, so I'm really looking forward to read this one, also considering how much I enjoy reading those under the radar books that Stephen King has. Then, as you may know, I have recently also posted my next genre TBR, and this time I'm going to be focusing on romance. The first book I've added to this from that list is actually the first one in line, and that is An Enchantment of Raven by Margaret Rogerson. And I'm looking forward to reading this. I have no idea what it's about. I know it's sort of fantasy-like, and it's young adult, and it's romance. It has romance, so we'll see how I'm liking it. Those that I've seen who has read it seems to have given it sort of high ratings, but I don't know whether I'm going to like it, obviously, but I'm interested nonetheless. The next one I have to read is the Lala's favorite of the month, and that is going to be A Quiet Kind of Thunder by Sarah Bernard. This is a book that is about 2 characters. One of them is deaf and the other one is mute. So it's going to be interesting seeing this book, and that's, I guess, why it's called A Quiet Kind of Thunder. It's supposed to be quite hard-hitting, I think, but I don't know, and we'll see how I fare. I love the cover, it's so beautiful, and I hope I will also really enjoy the book. It's not super long, so hopefully I can read it quite quickly, get through it quite quickly, because I have so many books on my list. And then I obviously have the next Tamora Pierce book, because obviously I'm trying to do the total read along, but yeah, I have the 3rd book in the Song of the Lioness quartet on my list, and that is called The Woman Who Writes Like a Man. And on that note, I actually have plans. I have plans to host a live show, hopefully next weekend, if everything goes to plan. But it depends a lot on what day. I'm not sure of yet, because I don't know. It's my parents' wedding day next week, and we usually get together one of the days of the weekend around that. So I don't know if that's going to be Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, and that's why I haven't put any specific date out yet. But it could also be that it'll be postponed until the weekend after, but no later than that. It's going to be either this weekend or the next weekend. Let me know in the comments down below if you have one you prefer or rather than the other. I would really like to know. So either the 9th, 10th-ish, or the weekend after, which is around the... it must be around the 16th, 17th, around that area. Let me know when you think that you would like to do it, because I could accommodate that. Also, I think I need to reread the book because I've currently forgotten a lot of things, and I don't feel like I can be a host and not being able to participate in the discussions. So that'll be a bit of a failure. But the last part of my TBR is actually a chunk that makes it not as strict as I was going to think it was going to be. But this is my just because I want to part, which contains 4 books. And one of them is physical and 3 of them are audios. The first one that is most definitely on my I really want to read it list is The Christmasaurus and the Winter Witch by Tom Fletcher. This is a kid's story, so it shouldn't take me super long because the text is large, but it is close to 500 pages long. For a kid's book, that's pretty long, but it has illustrations, it has large text, so yeah. But I'm looking forward to reading this because Tom Fletcher is amazing. I really enjoy his writing. It's very magical and whimsical, and yeah, I really like his writing style. Then I also really want to try Daisy Jones and the Six by Taylor Jenkins Reid. This is an old TBR book that I had on my list some months ago that I never got around to, but I still really want to read this one. I've wanted to read it for a while, and every time I see it I'm like, oh, I want to read this, but I don't have time. So this is just because, and I hope I have time to read it. Then I have a large book that is actually really large, and that is The Eye of the World by Robert Jordan, the first book in the Wheel of Time series. I've wanted to check this series out for the longest time, and I've had the audio on my Audible for quite a while as well, and I've heard very excellent things about the audio specifically. So I want to try and see if I can't get to this one this month, just to see if it's something I want to continue on with. And also because that there are a group on Goodreads that I'm participating in that has a read-along of the entire Wheel of Time. So maybe if I enjoy it, I'll continue with that and join it. And they sort of have had that discussion of that in October and November. So I would like to see if I can get through it this month, but we'll see how it goes. And the last one I put on here is because of Rhea. I had a casual talk with her earlier this month about a book that she's read that she really wants me to read, and I said that I will try and fit it into my November TBR, and I do really want to try it, and it is Semiosis by Sue Burke, which is a science fiction book. And I hope I will be able to understand what's going on. I'm a little bit reluctant about it because it's audio and it's science fiction and I don't know. But I'm going to give it a try, hopefully I have time, and see how it goes on audio. Also because I would really like to read it, and if Rhea is really happy with this book, then I would really like to see if I agree, so that I can talk to her about it. She needs someone to gush to, and I was like, yeah, I could definitely try it. So that is also on my TBR. And in total, this means that I will have to read for 50 hours and 5 minutes in November in order to complete all of the audios. And in total per day, that means I'll have to listen to 1 hour and 40 minutes. So not too bad. And in terms of my physical book plans, it means I'll have to read 2,037 pages with an average of 68 pages per day. So this is definitely where the challenge comes in, because I've had a hard time even completing 50 pages a day on an average basis. But I hope that I will get into a groove where I can read something in the evenings, and on weekends I can read a lot. Hopefully, we'll see. I'm going to definitely start out on my TBR books immediately today when this month starts, and get started on the books, because otherwise I don't think I can make it. And we'll see in December if I can catch up on something I haven't finished in November or something like that. I don't have time to do that right now, and I will see how it goes over November. So definitely let me know in the comments down below what plans you have for November. Are you excited about what you have on your TBR? Have you read any of the books that I have been reading, and what were your thoughts on them? Which ones do you think I should start out with? Which ones do you think is easiest to get through so you can get a good start to the month and feel like I accomplished something? Let me know about that. And let me know if you're still planning on participating in the read-along of the Total books. Actually, a little bit of a talk about that one. I am second in line on 2 copies, So we'll see when I can get it. It says that it's available in 4 weeks, so it might be close to the end of December when I can get to it, but maybe that's a good thing, because then it will be easier for me to remember what went on in that series or in that book before the live show, which I'm definitely also planning on doing in December, but we'll see. Yeah, if you like the video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you in my next video very, very soon. Goodbye!